Hi everyone, this is just a quick update to the Ostara walkthrough that I did, just because I've been spending some time with this. Again, this is a deck that I've used before already for quite a while in the app, but it's been a while, and of course having it in hand is a little bit different. One of the things that I noticed in doing the walkthrough were some lack of, well, we'll talk about the lack of the words here. I haven't figured this out. So in the major arcana, all of the titles are along the top. The only differences are with the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Hanged Man, the Devil, the Tower, and the World. I did kind of look through like the numbers to try to see. This is 5, we have 7, we have 12. We have 15 and 16, and then of course 21. I didn't see anything numerologically as to why these would be linked. So these I haven't. If anybody has an idea as to why these would be ones that would have the titles shifted down, I haven't seen a pattern to quickly, or that jumps out at me as to why that would be the case. But those are the ones. I was just kind of piecing things apart to see. I did think that with the majors it was possibly going to be difficult. I found it on the pages. So in the pages I thought, oh dear, I had a reading where I had both of these and I thought, oh, well, these are all foxes, like that's going to be a problem when these come up. Obviously you'll learn them, but then I noticed they actually, all of the minor do have something telling about them. So for example, there's the wand for the Page of Wands. There are cups in the top of the tent for the Page of Cups. He of course has a sword, and there is a coin behind. I love this Page of Coins. So there's a coin there. The same thing, obviously, with the king. We have the coin, we have the sword, we have the cup, and we have the wand here. So they all have it. The queen as well. You don't have, she has a cup in her hand, sorry. She has a coin. She has a wand in her hand, and she has a sword in her hand. So they're there. They're not like in your face obvious all the time, but they are there. Same thing with the Knights of Sword, the Knight of Coins on the flag. She's a knight, is holding the actual wand, and then there is a cup on the sail of the Knight of Cups. So those are there. And then even in the minor arcana, which don't have, of course, any name of the suit or any symbol of what suit it's in, but you can see it once you look a little closer, where you have the wands here, the wand in the mouth of the fish, the wand of course in the hand, the wands coming out of the bird, there's wands all over. She even is holding a wand in her hand for the 2 of Wands. Of course there are wands all over the 5. There are wands up here in the 4. There are wands along the bottom, and then there are wands all over around here. And that holds true for all of the suits, where you do have the swords. I think are probably the easiest. They're really very clear within the suits. The pentacles though also are very clear. You have coins, 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 and coin. I think that the cups and the wands were a little bit less clear until you sometimes look, but you do have a cup. You have cups on here. You have them holding cups. You have teacups. They have cups all over around them here. We have cups here. We actually have cups along the bottom of the 10. There are cups in the hand of the 3. She's holding a tray of cups, and then we have the cups on the table with the cups. So at first, when I hadn't looked closely, I thought, oh, I might need to label these what they are. in terms of, you know, like what the elemental sign for it, but they are actually everywhere, including with the court cards. So I did see some talk about that, and I think some mention about that in a couple different places, and so I just wanted to make a quick video and point out that you actually can tell what the cards are. You know, and of course with everything, the more that you get used to it, the more and more quickly that becomes obvious. But I think really once you see it, then it's like bam, okay, you see it every time. It just was that first time in person, sitting there and taking the time to see in each one. And one of the reasons that's important is because in terms of elementally, we do have coins going on in water scenes, and vice versa. And so you can't always just look and see, oh, okay, there's water in this scene, so that, or there's birds, so it must be air, or there's water, so it must be cups. It's not quite that elementally precise, but there is an indication of the suit on it, so that's good to make note of. I will say that the clumping is definitely going away with use. I've done some readings with this, and it's definitely, you can just even see with the overhand that it is less clumpy, so that is going away. I'm a little concerned with the corners. I don't think these maybe are going to hold up well to rifle shuffling. This is a shiffer problem. It's the heavy laminate, but you do have a slight where I feel like that might be a problem with shuffling over time. Like if this was a deck you really loved, and you are a rifle shuffler, you may want to have a backup. But you know, time will tell with that. Of course, I know when you have edging as well as heavy laminate, rifle shuffling, you kind of rifle shuffle at your own risk. I don't really blame that on the card makers. You know, I would like it, like my Fountain Tarot holds up beautifully. That is silver foiled, but it's matte, you know, matte. It doesn't have the laminate, but that I have rifle shuffled since I bought it, and it has no issues. So I do, it's a nice plus when they do, but that's also a higher end cardstock and higher end card or deck. But when you are paying $25 for a deck that you know is laminated and you know is gilded, I think that, you know, it's kind of on you. You're taking it into your own hands if you choose to, like me, to rifle shuffle. So, but I did want to point that out. So the only thing, again, unless somebody else can kind of break the code as to maybe why these particular cards, the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Hanged Man, the Devil, the Tower, and the World, would have different, have their cards at the bottom. I would be really curious to see anybody else's. Those kind of things just interest me. So if those stand out to anybody else as to why those might be that way, I would love to hear it. So this is just a quick little update because I saw some conversations about it being difficult to be able, you might not know what the suits are, but it is there. It is there to be seen. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this. Temperance Tarot did make a video showing this with the Sassy Burrito Tarot, or the Sassy Burrito as we lovingly call it, because I was wondering, as well as some other people, whether because of the anime-ish kind of connection, whether they would be very similar or not. And so she graciously had both of them and graciously did a walkthrough of them both side by side. So I'll put a link to that below in the description box, because there were some people talking about that on live chat. They seem very different to me. I actually really like all of the animals in the Ostara. The Sassy Burrito has a lot of really strong cards, but it's very much based on, it's mostly people. So it does have a very, to me, just visually, just looking at it, it has a very different energy, but I really love all the animals in this deck. So yeah. So anyway, so I'll put a link there because we were talking about that in live chat. So this is just a quick little update for some things that we were discussing in live chat and or I've seen in other places. As I know, again, the reason I bought this as soon as I saw it was because I've been waiting for it for a long time, but also because I know there are a lot of people on the fence about this deck, and so I wanted to make sure to cover any kind of questions somebody might have so that they can decide whether they want to put their money into it or not. So hope that helps, and you guys have a wonderful day.